everyone, I'm Roxanne Avalon, and on today's episode, we are going to be showing you some dogs that actually learned how to drive cars. We're going to be telling you why a British car company is actually somehow surviving this crazy European economic crisis. And we're also going to be taking a look at the brand new Lexus IS. And be sure to stick around because we're also going to be answering the life-changing question, are electric cars actually better for the environment than gas guzzlers? The answer might surprise you, so stick around right here on Inside Cars. Have you guys heard of that dog that's actually driving cars? No, I'm not even kidding this time. Yeah, actually, dogs are driving cars now. At least the dogs driving the cars is the idea behind the new SPCA of New Zealand ad campaign when they teamed up with Mini Cooper to try to raise awareness for cute little sheltered dogs. Now, the commercial actually shows like a bunch of dogs being trained how to press the pedals for the gas and the brake. I don't think they can shift yet, but we'll get there. And the very last frame of the commercial shows a little puppy dog getting strapped into a Mini Cooper behind the wheel, and then it's like, tune in. But it's a channel in New Zealand that none of us have access to, so we'll never know what happens. Maybe that means that the dream I had about getting chauffeured around by a dog might actually come true? Fingers crossed. Anyway, stick around because next time we'll tell you which one is easier, how to train a shelter dog not to pee everywhere, or how to train it to drive a car. It seems like the British always know how to play up their strengths. I mean, hello, James Bond, Sherlock Holmes. Anyway, I guess the same goes for cars because Rolls-Royce is still looking to turn a profit this year, even in the face of this terribly sad European economic crisis. Why? Because they're sticking to what they do best. What's up, Rolls-Royce? You know, making the small to mid-size luxury cars that everyone dreams of having, but only few get to achieve. Yeah, they're not like trying to go all out, make giant SUVs anytime soon, and they're actually not even going to ramp up their production. Rolls-Royce CEO Øystein Miller-Uvtus, yeah, try saying that 3 times fast, said in a recent interview with Autoblog that his strategy is to only make about 3,500 cars a year and sell them for $200K and up, all to Kanye West. So far, their strategy has been working because even with less buyers in America and China, sales have like seriously increased in Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, the Middle East, and of course, Russia. Привет. Now let's talk about why we're jealous today. It seems like Auto Week got its hands on the brand new smoking hot Lexus IS and actually got to take it for a drive on the open road. Jealousy. Of course, the car was camouflaged in that really weird spiral paint that looks like the wallpaper of a colorblind 13-year-old. Seriously, like, what is up with that? That paint is so ugly, and it's not even camouflaged because I can still see it. You guys can look forward to seeing that unmistakably Lexus spindle grille, the showy stretched rear wheel arches, as well as the chassis that you've been accustomed to seeing on the Lexus GS. Now, it's also going to be an 8-speed automatic transmission, and according to Auto Week, has an impressive grip and a lively drive. Thanks for rubbing it in our faces. In more serious news, last Wednesday, just off the coast of Belgium, a cargo ship that was carrying 1,400 Mitsubishi vehicles, along with a crew of 24 people, actually collided with another cargo ship. The ship went down, and the other one that it collided with actually stayed afloat with its 12 crew members. Now, so far, there have been 18 people rescued, including the captain, but 6 people are still missing. Now, they've already called off the search for the missing people, but they haven't even started investigating what actually happened. Now, they say that they're still investigating if they can investigate because it's not technically in Dutch territory anymore, which to me seems like a really petty reason to not be out there trying to figure out what actually went down. So far, they're saying the cause for this terrible accident is human error. No one is even really sure what that means. Was it someone on the boat? Was it someone from the crew? Someone from the coast? Who knows? It's still unresolved. Let us know what you guys think, who you think is at fault, who's to blame in the comments below, and we'll talk about your opinions on next week's episode. Now, as most of you know, we were at the LA Auto Show just a bit ago, and it seemed like every car company either had an electric or a hybrid that was going to be put into production. But now, with today's technology growing so fast, it's really hard to take the time to think what's actually fact and what's just spin. So today we're going to be taking a look at the question, are electric cars actually better for the environment than gas guzzlers? Now, people have been buying electric cars and hybrids right and left lately and think they are such a good person. But what they forget is that electric cars are actually responsible for some emissions as well. Ha! Electric cars have to be charged. But people forget that the electricity that it takes to charge that car is actually coming from burning Coal. According to an article in Slate in 2007, over half of the United States electricity actually comes from burning coal. Slate went ahead and did the math to find out which actually had less of a carbon footprint between the electric Tesla Roadster or the somewhat fuel-efficient 2006 Corolla. According to the Energy Information Administration, 1 gallon of gasoline produces almost 20 pounds of carbon dioxide. Now, over 100 miles and almost 3.3 gallons of gas, the Corolla produced 63.11 pounds of CO2. On the other hand, charging Tesla produces about 1.55 pounds of CO2 for every hour charged. So over the course of 100 miles would cause the Tesla to emit 48.05 pounds of CO2. That means that the Tesla has Corolla beat by just 15 pounds of carbon dioxide. Now, keep in mind, this equation has a lot of variables, like where the Tesla was charged, because certain states use different amounts of coal to produce electricity, and also what the Tesla was actually made of and how those materials were gathered. Ultimately, it comes down to the fact that we haven't yet made a car that is awesome for the environment, but we are trying. So now the question turns into which is actually better, hybrid or electric? And which will become the vehicle of the future? Electric cars means big batteries, which are expensive and clunky and take a lot of resources to actually manufacture. So let us know what you guys think. We want to hear your opinions. Do you think that electric or hybrid cars really are the solution to the problem, or should we start looking for answers somewhere else? Drop us a comment down below or shoot us an email at watchinsidecars@gmail.com. We want to know what you think. Oh yeah, it is now time for my personally favorite segment of the show, Distracted Driver of the Day. Probably because that's what I can relate to the most. Now check out this chick. She is on the phone, like straight up phone on your face, like talking la 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 la. And then, wait for it, she lets go of the steering wheel with both hands to yell at us for filming her. Way to be safe. Alright, this chick seriously looks straight up Italian, like Carmela Soprano, and I really hope she didn't get our license plate because I feel like there might be some surprises knocking at the door, aka baseball bat. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Inside Cars. Comment below and let us know what you think of our brand new segment, and always like our video and subscribe to our channel. I'm Roxanne Avalon, and I'll see you next time.